So today we'll be discussing about the skin. Skin is a major organ of the body. It basically accounts for 50% of the adult human's weight. So when we talk about skin, it covers the entire part of the body, and then it serves various functions. The first one is protection. By protection, what it means is the skin protects the underlying tissues. It also prevents the entry of disease causing germs. Another thing is it also serves as a sense organ. Because of the skin, you can find out the differences between the temperature and various other things. You can feel them. Another function it serves is storage of food. When we talk about fats, the excess fats that is not utilized by the body is always stored under the skin. Another one is production of melanin. Melanin is a skin pigment produced by the cells of the skin, and this melanin gives us the various different complexions of the skin. That means because of melanin, you get various different skin colors. Another one is also it helps in the production of vitamin D. When a person is exposed to sunlight, it is capable of producing vitamin D. So these are the functions of the skin. Now we'll discuss about the structure of the skin. So basically, when we talk about the skin, if you compare the skin of a newborn baby or an old person, you can obviously see the obvious differences. That is, in a newborn baby, the skin is tight, whereas in an old person, the skin is loosely connected. So when we talk about skin, it can be studied under two parts, that is the skin proper and derivatives of skin. When we talk about the derivatives of the skin, under these come your hair, nails, sebaceous glands and your sweat glands. When we talk about skin proper, we are discussing about the skin only. So when we talk about skin proper, it is divided into two parts, epidermis and dermis. So the uppermost part of the epidermis is called the stratum corneum. That means the stratum corneum consists of cornified cells, basically your dead cells that are stacked one on top of the another. Immediately below the stratum corneum, you'll find a layer of cells called the granular layer. After the granular layer, you'll find your Malpighian layer. These Malpighian layer consists of living cells that are actively dividing and replace the worn out dead cells of the stratum corneum. It is in this Malpighian layer you will also find cells capable of producing melanin, and melanin is responsible for skin pigmentation or skin color. So these three layers form your epidermis. Just immediately below the epidermis you will find your dermis, which consists of loose connective tissue, your blood vessels and nerve endings. And because of the blood vessels and nerve endings, the dermis part of the skin also serves as a sense organ. Now, I already told you that the malpighian layer contains cells which are responsible for the production of melanin, and melanin is responsible for skin pigmentation. But there are also abnormal cases due to skin pigmentation. One such condition is called leukoderma, also known as vitiligo. In this particular disease, what happens is melanin production is lost, and you'll find individuals with patches of skin which have become white. So this condition is called leukoderma. Even there's a myth associated with it that this disease is caused by eating meat and milk products together, but that is not the proper reason. So basically, when you talk about leukoderma, it means individual having white patches of skin, and this is due to the loss of melanin. Another such disorder is albinism. In albinism, what happens is there is complete loss of pigmentation from the entire body. The entire body becomes extremely white, even your hairs become white, and even the iris of the eye becomes white. So albinism is due to complete loss of melanin, but whereas leukoderma, it is the loss of melanin in patches of the skin. So these are the two abnormal conditions due to skin pigmentation. Since we've already discussed about skin, we're going to move into derivatives of the skin. So today we'll be discussing only about one such derivative called hair. You all know what hair is, isn't it? These are small extensions from the part of the skin. So basically, when we talk about hair, it arises from hair bulb. This hair bulb is again covered by a layer of cells called hair follicle. This hair bulb and hair follicle are responsible for the growth of the hair and is also known as the hair root. Now, as the hair bulb and hair follicle passes through the layers of skin, it emerges from the skin. So the part of the hair that is arising from the skin is known as hair shaft. This is the observable portion of the hair. So your dermis contains your hair follicle and hair bulb, and these are responsible for the growth of the hair. So what happens is the hair bulb and hair follicles produce cells which are continuously dividing, leading to the increase in the length of the hair. At the same time, your hair follicles also responsible for production of melanin. So what happens is at various stages in the life of an individual, melanin concentration, it starts to decrease. As a result, your hair becomes either gray, silver, and in some cases where there is complete absence of melanin, your hair becomes white. So this is basically the derivative of a hair. The part that is coming out of the skin, which you can observe, is called the hair shaft, and your hair bulb and your hair follicle are the part of the hair responsible for the growth of the hair. Now, in some cases, you have all experienced either in colder temperatures or when you are experiencing strange emotions, this hair becomes erect, also known as goose bumps. This is because of a muscle attached to the hair follicle and the hair bulb called piloerector muscles. It's because of this muscles that your hair becomes erect. So these are the various parts of the hair and what your hair basically does, and the different characteristics of hair. That means the rising of the hair giving you goose bumps. Now your hair also serves various functions. For example, your hairs present in the noses, they help in cleaning the respiratory tract and block the entry of disease causing organisms, whereas your hairs of your eyes, that is your eyebrows and eyelashes, they again do the same thing, that is protection against rain and protection against entry of dust. So this is one derivative of the skin, that is your hair, and in the next class we will be discussing the different derivatives like your nails and sebaceous glands.